Being nice is not kind. Despite what we've been taught, be nice, be polite, keep the peace. And for a long time, we've confused that with what it means to be a good person. But research shows us something completely different. There's a distinction between being nice and being kind. Nice protects the relationship. Kind protects the person. And most of the time, those two move together until they don't, okay? The moment matters more than you realize. And here's something new to think about. When a conversation starts to feel uncomfortable, your brain doesn't interpret it as, this is important. Your brain says, threat, danger, Will Robinson, danger. Your heart rate goes up, cortisol rises, your thinking narrows, and you become more reactive. So what do most of us do in that moment? We default to being nice, to keep the peace, to smooth it over, to avoid saying things that actually matter. Not because we don't care, it's because our brain is doing what our brain's supposed to do, which is to protect us. And here's the problem. When you avoid the conversation that really matters to you, your brain actually learns, you're training your brain, avoidance works. So the next time, it avoids faster. And then the pattern gets built and deepens and deepens and deepens. And over time, the pattern impacts trust. It impacts connection. And you're left feeling, what the heck? Or feeling more lonely, feeling like your needs are never going to get met, right? People feel what's not being said, especially your kids and your grandkids. They can feel it all, even if it's not being talked about. So if you're here, you're on my page, you care about your relationship, you care about your leadership, your family, these are important conversations to you. So I've got 3 shifts that you can start using right away, okay? Number 1, stop protecting comfort and start protecting truth. Niceness keeps things comfortable. Kindness makes things honest. This doesn't mean to be harsh. It means being real, being authentic with actual care, okay? So instead of thinking, oh, I don't want to upset them, I've been there, trust me, you shift to what would actually support them right now. This isn't codependency, this is emotional intelligence. When people feel truth delivered with care, the trust deepens. So you might say, got a couple, and whenever I give these little phrases, put them on Post-it notes because the repetition is what cements them in the prefrontal cortex of your brain. I put lots of Post-it notes on my computer of things that I'm practicing to cement. Okay, so here's a couple of phrases that are worth putting on a Post-it note. I want to share something because I respect you and I think it matters. I want to share something because I respect you and I think it matters. Or, this might be a little bit uncomfortable, but I care enough to be honest with you. Those are great phrases. Okay, number 2, you ready? Say the thing. Say the thing you need to say. Kindness is not silence. It's about how we're delivering that message and our tone. The skill is not deciding whether to say something. That's another topic for another day. This is, you got to say it, you got to take care of it. The skill is learning how to say it in a way that the other person can actually hear you, what you're saying, move things forward, and you get your needs met. That's the game, okay? That's where emotional intelligence shows up. So you might say, this is a good one for work. Can I share an observation with you? Very different than, can I share an observation with you? Because it's all about the tone. Who are you being ontologically? What is your being? Another good one is, here's what I'm noticing, and I want to make sure we're aligned. Here's what I'm noticing, and I want to make sure we're on the right page. We're on the same page. Let me say it again. Here's what I'm noticing, and I want to make sure we're on the same page. Okay? Here's number 3, which takes practice. You only get good at this from practicing and from repetition. And it's about letting go of being liked, instead focusing on being trusted. Letting go of being liked and focus on being trusted. Niceness often comes from wanting to be liked, and it usually stems from long time ago worthiness issues. It really does. Kindness comes from wanting the other person in your life that's important to you to be better, to be clearer, and to be stronger. And those are not always the same path, because sometimes the kind thing is setting a clear boundary, giving honest feedback, or naming what's not working. I'm in the midst of this right now with an issue with my husband, so I'm working on using these phrases. In the thick of it, it doesn't feel good. It actually feels really bad in moments until you get better at it. And over time, it builds trust, and you get more comfortable doing it, and the prefrontal cortex of your brain is cementing your new patterns. Okay, so here's a couple things you might say. You know, this isn't working the way that we need it to, and I want to talk it out with you. You know, this isn't working the way that we both want it to work, and I want to talk it through with you, okay? Or, here's another one, still a post-it moment notice. I care about the outcome here, and I want us to get this right. I care about the outcome here, and I want us to be able to move forward. Those are great phrases. So when you think about the conversations that you're having, whether it's with your closest friends, people in your family, or even at work, you want to ask yourself, am I protecting the relationship, or am I protecting the person? Because the strongest relationships are not built on avoiding discomfort. They're not. It's not even a possibility. They're built on the ability to move through the junk, to move through the pain, to move through the conflict. Niceness keeps things smooth, surfacey, not rocking the boat. Kindness, real kindness actually moves things forward. And when you understand the difference, when you really get those distinctions, you're not just communicating, you're building trust. If this topic resonated for you, stay with me, subscribe. We're going to keep having conversations like this, conversations that matter. Cheering you on. Mwah.